What is up, Overwatch Odyssey? It is Zoran coming at you, Mike's side, for this matchup between University of Wyoming Steamboat and Respawn Raiders. This should be a good rematch between these two teams. Raiders hoping to come away with a victory, although Steamboat hoping to keep this series undefeated. While we are getting ready for this match, we are waiting for the R from both teams, and we have it, so we will be getting things underway at Oasis, as selected by Steamboat. Alrighty, and in this matchup, we have got some familiar faces, and we do have some new faces as well. Looking at the side of the Respawn Raiders, we have got Strivey, a.k.a. Unk, filling in or hopping in for Tank here for the Respawn Raiders. Bronze on main and Nar going to be playing DPS, and Wana and Normal Freak on support. For the side of Steamboat, we have got Earth Dragon at Tank, Evian, Rev on DPS, Dizzy and Sugar Bunny on support. And both of these teams hoping to do some damage and get things underway. This will be a good opening match for Strivey here. But Evian and Rev seem to be a very formidable duo on DPS, so seeing them really capitalize and fit to their strengths, loving to see that. And yes, we do seem to have a Ram matchup here. And it looks like Steamboat's going to be taking kind of that side, getting away from the main, and a lot of that initial poke damage. Evian sitting on full charge, but does get rid of it. Evian getting very low, does stay alive. And Strivey able to get the first pick, though. Evian does eventually go down. Sugar Bunny going down as well. Wana getting that pick. Wana finishing the pick on Dizzy as well. Strivey able to get Rev down, and Earth Dragon trying to get out. Does get slept, and the Raiders are hoping to... They do get that UM. Earth Dragon does go down. That's going to be a big stagger for the Respawn Raiders as they are at 7% and climbing. So far looking good. The control map previously against these two teams was a close one, being a 3-point map, I should say. Steamboat hoping to close it out in 2, but Respawn Raiders with a strong initial offensive push. Here's the recontest from Steamboat. Pushing in here on main. And Strivey able to finish up the Elim on Rev. A lot of damage there from Bronze. Earth Dragon pushing in on point. Strivey getting very low, but they are trying to get Dizzy. They do get Dizzy. And a solid railgun shot from Earth Dragon, chasing down Kiriko. But Sugar Bunny able to get out. And Nar able to get that pick onto Rev. Here's going to be the first pick selected. Sugar able to get some more healing in there. Nar's going to be dropping Blade. Does get picked off right away. Headshot from Evian. Strivey, although popping Annihilation, walking in, able to get 2. Does come down. Here's going to be the Orbital from Normal Freak, but maybe a little bit too late. But Respawn Raiders at 90%. This is going to be have to be the push. Sitting on 4 alts, Steamboat can push in with just about anything other than Annihilation, which could be coming online very quickly. And there's going to be the duplication from Rev. Earth Dragon able to get the pick there on Strivey. Bronze getting Rev. There's going to be the beat from Dizzy, keeping everyone alive. But Earth able to get Wana with Annihilation. Earth chasing down Bronze. Normal Freak on there hoping to win this, but is a hard fight to win. Normal Freak does go right into Rev trying to get to that Mega and does go down. That's going to be another stagger for the Respawn Raiders, getting some nice percentage with that last-minute pick there on the Normal Freak. Stopping the Raiders at just 99% though, and having used all 5 of their ults, Respawn Raiders really only need one fight, and Steamboat are going to have to dry fight this one and the next several. And Strivey able to get Dizzy, advantage going to the Respawn Raiders. Earth Dragon very low as well. Bronze able to get a pick. Nor Freak almost caught out, but not. Respawn Raiders are going to retake. And that is going to be a solid first point for the Respawn Raiders, coming away 100% to just shy of 40, sitting there at 38. Hey, there's your game audio, and I apologize. Zoran, being the mic side here, is also running the show solo, so bear with me here if there are any issues. That was a pretty major one, and I apologize. Alrighty, as we get things underway here for point 2, Steamboat seeming to have quite a steep mountain to climb here. Respawn Raiders able to get a solid first point capture, but never say die. Looks like we're going to be switching it up. Steamboat going to be playing more of a dive comp, and I know Steamboat has a pretty solid dive. They coordinate things really well. They will be definitely a force to be reckoned with. Nar going to be engaging early, almost able to get Sugared Bunny, but does escape. And here comes Strivey. Wanna able to get a pick early on Evian. Sugared Bunny does go down. I'm going to be honest, I thought Sugared Bunny was going to get out of there. Dizzy gets very low. A solid shot there from Bronze on main. And there's that Avatar music that I had discovered on our last, I believe our last Group A match. Steamboat here to engage, still kind of playing this down main. Nice jump there from Earth Dragon, but shut down. Wanna able to get a solid sleep and rotating out of there. But Bronze is going to get very low. Does get Sugared Bunny, but does get traded. Earth Dragon getting that pick. Evian able to get a solid pick on Normal Freak. Steamboat with the advantage here, but Evian very low. This is still anyone's fight, but it is just Wanna and Strivey here. And Strivey just taking the beating of Steamboat, but able to get out. Those golden gloves are no joke when it comes to damage reduction. And Evian able to get Bronze, but Bronze does get Dizzy beforehand. Rev very low, does go down. There's going to be the blade from Gnar. Maybe a little bit of a questionable decision. Fight, I think, already was won by Respawn Raiders, but nonetheless, the blade did come out. Respawn Raiders getting close to 4 ults. Steamboat going to have also coming up on 4 as well. Respawn Raiders able to take this engagement fast and use some ults, but it looks like they won't have to, but we are going to see the Kitsune Rush come out. And there's going to be the Nano from the Respawn Raiders. Strivey cleaning up, getting 2. But Earth Dragon is able to get Normal Freak after popping Primal. We do have ults coming up, just 10% away from closing out this first map. Wyoming is going to have to engage and engage quickly. Now at 98%, there's going to be annihilation from Respawn Raiders, and we do have overclock here from Evian, able to get a pick. Rev getting a pick as well, and there's going to be another ult. Evian getting 3 huge plays from Evian. I think they maybe could have done without the tectonic shock, but nonetheless, again, it was used. That was a huge fight from Steamboat, cleaning up Evian again with a huge 3K. Rev it up, looking for a good amount of early burst damage, but Braun's able to snuff that out. There's going to be the speed ring. Rev getting very low. Earth Dragon engaging. Normal Freak also very low. And there's going to be the orbital. That's going to be big. Earth Dragon, unfortunately, not with the fight at the moment. Evian does go down, and there's going to be overclock. Respawn Raiders hoping to clean this up, as they do only need this fight to win. Earth Dragon just needs to stay alive, hoping for Dizzy to come back and touch. Dizzy may not be able to. Rev it up there also. And that is going to be the first map. Respawn Raiders coming away with it with a 2-0 win on Oasis.
Play of the game. Confirmed. 2 down. Recharging.
Alrighty, and that was the first map, Control at Oasis. Respawn Raiders able to come away with a solid 2-0 victory on that map, and hoping to keep the momentum rolling. Steamboat, however, definitely not out of steam, but we have got lots of Overwatch to play, and Steamboat definitely a team to be able to bounce back and come away with a victory. Steamboat definitely has it in them. Evian and Rev It Up showing glimpses of that danger that we had seen before from the both of them. Earth Dragon doing some good stuff as well on Winston, but just not enough for the Raiders at this point. We will be moving on to either Hybrid or Escort, depending on Steamboat's decision, so bear with us, and we will be right back.
I'm stacking these trophies, I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough of the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these crickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown. That's the bling with the blow, what the team is about. Champions, you can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee scream, rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, just no doubt. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking, it's hard to me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking, it's hard to me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the graves. Never gon' fumble it. I get the bag and I run with it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse. I am not impressed. I don't need a rash coming in with last thing you see the flash. Elohim with the melody and they can supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread. I I got the bread and I got the juice. I got some dogs and I let them loose. Bring in the storm, but this ain't the Zeus. Walk in the skies, but this ain't the loot. This ain't the truth. We ain't the same, you ain't have a clue. I'm in the game and untouchable, cause I got the flame and this is the proof. Loading my toad, I still want all the smoke. We ain't talking about jokes, we just talking about more. I see all of my goals and it's looking like gold. I ain't asking for hope, cause I know that it's show. Now you seeing me blow. This is premeditated, I've been underrated, that's an understatement. I ain't coming later, the abundance came when I allow my bosom to the loving greatest. He the one who made it, so I'm in my bag. I that way before I ever raise a white flag. Shooting right back, raise the price tag. Chasing down all of these ghosts to light grab. Who could really stop me is what I ask. Homie, you can never get your time back. Only me and my reflection fight back. That's why this beat gon' probably need a nice pack. Just like the 26, I'm finna run with it. I ain't gon' punt, we ain't taking it knee. I keep the starters and we going farther like T.O. and Philly, we throwing it deep. This only possible through all the obstacles. I went ahead and I found me some peace. It's why my reflection is rocking the cheese. J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission the same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race where you sing. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the grave. Never gon' fumble it. I get the bag and I run with it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Worry with the legs, all about finesse. I am not impressed. I don't need a rest, coming in with less, then you see the flex. Elohim with the melody, and then he supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread. I got some bread and I got some cheese. I'm not impressed with none of the steez. Told her myself if it's up to me. Top of the list, I'm running the league, don't run into me. We not the same, the homie compete. I'm in the game, I'm pulling from deep. Lugging a loaf, this is heavily. Another loaf, I've been burning toast. Let him tell it, I done done the most. I'm jumping, hopping, skipping, frogging, ribbon over all these gimmicks like I'm jumping rope. I done phone to go. Hit me with a light, I got right back to it. Future looking brighter than a diamond jeweler. And the reason why, cause I put God in my meals. It's been like this, it's like Sawyer Way. Sauce on everything, bolognese. I've been legit since the 7th grade. And it's safe to say I control the wave. Control my speed, control my pace. Clean the Jesus, hold the grace. Please believe I've been running this marathon and my faith gon' hold the place. They saying I win again. Hard act to follow and talk to the swallow, remind him of sentiment. This gift is a benefit. See, I hate it, nigga sentiment. Ever see me chillin', plot no millions and count these benjies? Just know I got them straight from him again. J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission the same. I made a splash now.
Alrighty, and we are back. Hybrid has been selected by Steamboat, and we will be going to none other than Scrims Row, aka Kings Row, because we all know that Scrims Row is the real name for it. And the Respawn Raiders have opted to attack first. We are getting the ready confirmation from both teams, but eager to get things underway. I know that we had played Pariso when we went to Hybrid last time, and Steamboat was really able to clean up against the Respawn Raiders, and they have defense first, but I'd be interested to see if they're able to do that again. But we will not delay things any further, and we will be going to Scrims Row.
Now entering Kings Row.
Alrighty, and here at Kings Row, University of Wyoming Steamboat down 0-1 against the Respawn Raiders, and on defense first. And looking at that scoreboard, Respawn Raiders having a very solid victory there on Oasis 2-0, but here on Kings Row Steamboat hoping to turn things around. We'll be interested to see, selections have not yet been made, interested to see the composition selected. I do know on defense, Poke is a pretty favorable composition, and it looks like maybe going to be doing a little bit of a Zarya comp here with Narb playing Sniper and Bronze there on Made a Wall Off. We do have a very similar comp from Steamboat. Steamboat maybe hoping to use that speed to rotate if the Respawn Raider is going to be moving around on that backside, on that flank. This is an interesting selection. Earth Dragon may be forced to swap pretty early with that Czar on the side of Respawn Raiders.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Things underway. There is going to be a speed ring. Respawn Raiders, they are going to be going to that backside there. And as I say that, I make a liar out of myself. Respawn Raiders going to be taking the fight around the statue here. A nice wall, but Nara able to strike first. Does get Evian down. Strivey able to get Dizzy down as well. Earth Dragon forced in a tough position. Is going to opt to try and help the team, but Nara able to get that pick. Strivey able to chase them down, and Strivey hoping to get another pick there, but Rev able to get away. Respawn Raiders a solid offensive push. I'm hoping to keep that momentum rolling, and we do see Earth Dragon now going to be swapping to Rhine. That was a fast swap there from Earth Dragon, but Orisa was definitely not a great matchup against Strivey's Czar, so a necessary one at that. And Evian looking for a pick, and Wana is going to contest that, and Wana does get the pick there on Evian. Kiriko is a support character. Dizzy getting dangerously low, but does survive. And right as I switch to Sugared Bunny, Nard getting a solid headshot. That's a great pick. And Nard able to get Earth Dragon as well. Strivey hoping to chase down Dizzy, using speed, but not able to get away from Strivey's beam on Zarya. Looks like we will be seeing a Bastion swap from Evian getting off Widow. Rev holding on to Blizzard, getting close to a beat. The side of Raiders, they do have Grav. This could be a solid Grav Dragon combo from the Respawn Raiders. But just kind of playing this corner right here. They do also have Blizzard and coming up on both support arts as well. And that's a 4. Nar able to shoot the dragons right in there. But no one goes down. Very nicely done. So far, both orbitals do come out. Bronze gets pinned. Huge shatter from Earth Dragon. Normal Freak low. Does get Wana. And Normal Freak does go down. Solid play from Wyoming. The Steamboat keeps chugging on. Solid defensive hold. Using Orbital. Using Blizzard. And using Shatter, but Earth Dragon able to really solidify and secure those last 2 picks on the supports of the Raiders. Starting a full regroup there. There's going to be the rush to initiate the fight. And Earth Dragon coming in hot. Nar able to get a pick. Strivey getting another one as well. Nar striking back, getting 2. And Respawn Raiders are going to answer right back, only having used Rush in that fight. But Rush is very strong indeed. And there's going to be the objective capture for the Respawn Raiders. And Bronze able to get an early pick there onto Evian. Earth Dragon diving in there. There's going to be the Blizzard. And beat stopped by Freeze. Respawn Raiders cleaning up. Evian hoping to get the artillery strike off in order to deal some damage, but does not. Now going to be swapping Soj. Dizzy now going to be swapping to Mercy as well. Unfortunate wall from Rev. Maybe there's going to be another Grav Dragon. But again, able to survive. Nar able to finish off. Wana able to finish off Earth Dragon. And Nar getting Rev. Looks like they are going to be chasing for the Mercy. A lot of bubble charge from Bronze. And the Respawn Raiders are going to capture, or complete the map rather, with a little over 3 minutes left on the map. It will now be Steamboat's time for an offensive push. Very nicely done by the Respawn Raiders. Steamboat hoping to do the same or better. I'm looking to see, maybe we'll see a poke. Maybe we'll see a dive from Steamboat. I think Steamboat is one of those teams, a very multifaceted team, able to pull off several comps and do it well. But it looks like they will be sticking with a Rhine Brawl, expecting that Zarya from Strivey. We are going to see a Mei. Again, and are going to be sticking with the Hanzo. It looks like the side, at least for the Respawn Raiders, sticking the same. For the side of Steamboat, things are going to be switched up a little bit there. We are going to be going back to the Widow Symmetra as well, and Earth Dragon now swapping it to Zarya. Just going to play straight up Zarya mirror. The difference being one DPS and one support. Dizzy really going to have to focus and keep Earth Dragon alive here. Evian hoping for an early pick. Gets a very low, but Gnar not able to finish off the Elim. And it looks like Rev is going to contest. And a solid TP and Suzu from Wana keeping Gnar alive there. And Bronze and Wana able to get the pick there on Evian. And a very fast swap there from Evian onto Soj. I think Soj is a comfort pick for Evian, but definitely with good reason. And as I say that, Evian able to get the pick there. Maybe extending a little bit too far, but Earth Dragon able to finish off the Elim. But there's that res. Bronze just kind of stopping the bleeding here for a moment with that wall, but is going to get pushed anyway. And Bronze just able to stay alive, does get a pick. Looking at Sugared Bunny next, able to get another one, and Respawn Raiders are going to be able to regroup. Bronze getting another one, and Wana able to finish off that pick on Earth Dragon. Those are some big staggers. I'm going to be honest, I think the decision to ignore normal freaking Wana there and go for Bronze was rather questionable. Gnar able to get an early pick there against Rev, forcing Steamboat to regroup here yet again. We are going to be coming up on a grab. We are going to be seeing Valk as well coming up here soon. Nice wall. There's going to be the dragons from Gnar right where able to get two. And Gnar able to finish off the Elim onto Earth Dragon. 3 picks there. Steamboat regrouping, but now having an ult, I'll say at least a little bit of an ult advantage. Again, Graph coming up. We do still have Valk and Orbital coming up as well, but we do have Orbital on the side of Respawn Raiders as well. And there's going to be a rush to open up that fight. Valk coming out as well. There's going to be the Orbital from the side of Respawn Raiders as well. Oh. And Bronze really wants this pick on Dizzy while in Valk. I thought the wall was going to seal the deal, but it did not. And Wana and there are both grabs, but Strivey getting low. Gnar cleaning it up as well. Earth Dragon able to get that pick. We are going to have both DPS ults on the side of Steamboat and a dry fight for the Raiders. Just backing up here as the TP comes out for Steamboat. Lots of charge, but not able to get out. And Evian able to get a pick onto a Normal Freak. Does get very low. Trying to take that 1v1 against Wana, but Wana taking the dub there. Nar getting dizzy as well. And a solid effort from the Respawn Raiders, coming away with it 3-0.
Play of the game.
And that is going to be map 2 for the Respawn Raiders. Very solid performance and strong attack, and I would say even stronger defense by the Raiders, able to come away with that map. Keeping the other team at 0, keeping Steamboat at 0. We will now be moving to push, where Steamboat will have the map selection. This will make or break this match. Steamboat definitely not wanting to have a 3-0 against them now that we're starting off stage 2, wanting to get a solid foot. But as we're picking the map, we will be right back in just a second.
Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me focus. I'm going toe to toe with foes. I know they notice. I kick in doors, they only hope for closing. Why? Cause they know I go again. And when they in a drought, I'm the one that can make it flow again. Talk to me nice, my team they ready to go again. Running into us, we'll gladly send you home again. We don't talk, better know the grind gon' match my walk.
Alrighty, and we are back for what could be the third and final map between these two teams, and it will be as selected by Steamboat, Coliseo.
Arriving at Coliseo.
And as we get things underway for this push map, the match is still not over yet. Lots of Overwatch still to be played potentially. Steamboat hoping to come away with this map. But so far, they have yet to find an answer for what the Respawn Raiders are doing. Hoping to make that change now. Looking at the scoreboard here at Oasis on control, Respawn Raiders able to take away with a very solid 2-0 victory. And then we went to Scrims Row, a.k.a. Kings Row, for hybrid. Respawn Raiders having a very solid attack and a stronger defense, able to hold Steamboat to no capture progress or anything, taking away a 3-0 victory. As we are here on push, looks like we'll be seeing a little bit of a dive. Earth Dragon going to be whipping out the Doomfist. Excited to see that. We have a Reaper Junk and a Lucy Curie for the side of the Raiders. Looks like they're going to be doing kind of a Ram, I'll say poke-esque brawl. But we'll be getting things underway here.
Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
And they're going to be sticking on that Hanzo, doing an absolute killer job. Wana, lots of pressure, forces out the Suzu. But Earth Dragon in for maybe a little bit too long. 2 picks already for the Respawn Raiders. And Bronze able to finish off Evian. But Earth Dragon striking back. Nard does go down, but that is going to be a trade of 1 pick. Sugar Bunny trying to get out here. Bronze not wanting to fall victim to Rev here. And Earth Dragon able to get back very quick. And there's that push by Earth Dragon. Support's getting very low. And Earth Dragon striking first, does get Bronze down. Suzu coming out, and Evian and Rev able to finish off the Elim on Wana. Caught out a little bit, but Strivey just pushing through. And Earth Dragon putting in some serious work on the Doomfist. And finishing off that pick there on Normal Freak. That's going to be a big stagger for Steamboat, and they will be taking the lead here. Evian and Rev doing a very nice job. Evian taking those off angles, doing exactly what Reaper does, but gets forced out. Nar getting Evian very low, but now has Death Blossom. We do have Tyre. Almost all alts coming online on both sides. Evian able to get Nar, but Bronze stopping the ultimate just short. While you're casting, it's not a good time to get the hiccups, everyone. And Earth Dragon getting very low. Respawn Raiders able to finish that fight and come away with Timmy pushing in the opposite direction. I gotta say, I really like Junkrat with the addition of perks, being able to throw the trap 1.5 miles and having faster projectiles is just dangerous. And Evian able to finish off the pick on Nar. Both Kitsunes coming out here. And there's going to be Annihilation, if nothing else, to reset that armor, but not going to do anything. Steamboat able to shut that ult down. Normal Freak trying to get out. Does get pushed through the speed ring anyway. Steamboat going to continue. And Bronze able to get out just in time. Steamboat getting very close to that first checkpoint. And there's going to be that forward spawn, that first checkpoint. Just a lot going on here. Normal Freak walking off the map here. And And so far, these fights have seemed very even with that spawn advantage, though. Steamboat able to regroup and continue to push forward. Although, even as far as progress-wise, Steamboat so far is doing a very nice job. Very coordinated attacks, in my opinion. Evian getting very low, but there's going to be Rev. Bronze opting to use Overclock. Earth Dragon able to get Wanna. And shutting that down. Nar does get a pick, but does go down. Looks like Strivey is going to get very low, hoping to just stay alive. But Earth Dragon is going to do exactly what I had critiqued them for on King's Row. Earth Dragon goes for the pick on Normal Freak first before taking down Strivey. Very nice heads-up play by Earth Dragon. Sugar Bunny getting very low. Evian maybe looking for another Blossom here, kind of taking a side angle. This could be an opportunity, opting not to. And Evian should have not. Huge annihilation from Strivey, but Earth Dragon still cleaning up, at least in the back for a little while, getting one more pick before going back to spawn. Huge annihilation from Strivey. Looking at the side of alts, Earth Dragon holding on to Meteor Strike. We do have another Rip Tire coming up on beat again. Only dragons and support alts, and there's going to be that Rip Tire coming in fast. And Bronze able to get the Rip Tire down before any elims. There's going to be Meteor Strike from Earth Dragon. And Earth Dragon. A nice pick there from Evian. We do have Orbital coming out from the side of Respawn Raiders, just trying to get the bot back in their possession. Norfreak able to get some torpedoes onto Sugar Bunny, finishing off that pick. Still Respawn Raiders fight. And Steamboat forced to regroup here. But a lot of progress for the side of Steamboat. Earth Dragon is doing an excellent job. Solid alt and finishing blows there by Evian and getting Bronze in the forehead. Steamboat did not like those first two maps. And Strivey also going to be swapping to Orisa. And Earth Dragon able to just push on Strivey, who is a little bit too far into Steamboat's backline. Rev getting the pick on Wanna, but Nar now swapping to that Genji again. And Strivey able to get Sugared Bunny. That's going to be a nice pick for the Respawn Raiders going into this, but we're just under 2 minutes. And Rev going right for Nar. Nice pick to maybe even things out a little bit. And Rev it up using some illusion magic here, evading Respawn Raiders at least for a moment. And being in a small room with a Junkrat is not where you want to be. Blade does come out from Gnar, though. Respawn Raiders also getting about halfway to Bob. We do have Terra Surge. Lots of alts coming online. We've got a... There's going to be the Rush. I don't even have time to say. There's going to be the Terra Surge. And Evian going for another Death Blossom. And there's going to be the Orbital hoping to keep Strivey alive, but there's going to be Beat to kind of counteract that. And there's almost nothing on the clock here. Strivey coming back from spawn. And there is going to be another Rip Tire from Rev getting Gnar down. And Dizzy able to finish off the Elim there on Wana. Steamboat coming away with it and saying this match is nowhere near done. Map 3 going to Steamboat.
Play of the game.
And a solid and very strong push there from Steamboat, keeping this match alive and hoping to continue that momentum rolling into map 4, which will be Flashpoint. Respawn Raiders with the map pick. We will see what happens, but we will be right back.
Game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy, we shutting everything down. I've been high like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, this mine, the moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some, the skill is bar one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee screen recipes, and think twice if you next to me. It's West. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking, it's talk to me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies. I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleep in my life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So therapeutic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these crickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown, that's the bling with the blow, what the team is about, champions, you can tell by the ambience of this sound, referee scream rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, it's no doubt, this ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean, if you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life, you see my name in the lights, better get right, this ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean, I shoot my shot and it's clean, this is my city, yeah, this is my team, if you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life, you see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
Alrighty, and we are coming back at you for this matchup between Respawn Raiders and Steamboat. Reverse sweep is certainly possible, but we will have to get through New Junk City here for this Flashpoint map per the Raiders selection. Definitely wondering if we're going to be seeing some more Doomfist from Earth Dragon, but we will get things started here and see just what each team has up their sleeves. And as we are getting the lobby in here, we do see Earth Dragon teasing a little bit with that Doomfist. We'll be seeing if that does end up coming out. I mean, overall, I just got to talk about that push map. I mean, overall, the fights seemed, I don't know, mostly even, but just Steamboat able to continuously clean up. They just have very good coordination. I think that's ultimately what seals the deal for them. We will not be seeing a Doomfist, though we are going to be having a Hazard comp from the side of Steamboat, and we are going to be seeing that Zarya comp with a little bit of changes here for the side of Respawn Raiders. Strivey doing an excellent job so far on Zarya and Ram, but Strivey has not gone up against Hazard from Earth Dragon. There is the Hazard. And Evian does go down to a Sonic Arrow from Gnar. That's going to be a nice pick for the Respawn Raiders to walk into, but so far able to bunker down. Steamboat doing a nice job. They are going to get maybe the first cap, but they are down 3. Gnar hoping to engage. Does go down to Bronze, who's in there and pushing up, looking for another pick, but just moving forward, getting some good positioning. And Strivey doing the same. Rev kind of playing a dangerous game, just walking up on the Respawn Raiders. But I like this positioning that Steamboat is taking. They're going to maybe try and TP in the back line of the Raiders, but not. Strivey able to get that pick onto Rev very quickly, and those turrets could just be free charge for Strivey. Hoping to stay alive, but Steamboat forced back out. Respawn Raiders now at 50% and climbing. Evian now swapping to Soj. Again, another comfort pick, but does get hit in the forehead by Gnar. There's going to be a dragon to try and shut anything down. If nothing else, again, just a zoning ult, and that is going to force Steamboat to delay their attack, and Respawn Raiders able to come away with the first control objective here. As we are now moving over to the Ducks. It looks like we will not have a big fight here in between But Evian able to strike first, does get Wana down. And able to get Nara as well. Respawn Raiders are just going to have to get out. Evian getting bronze on main. And Rev able to finish the pick there onto Strivey. And a nice fight there from Steamboat and very clean. Evian just going nuts, getting 3 elims there. Normal Freak trying to get out, but again, Evian just saying, nope, you're staying right here. Respawn Raiders staggered a little bit longer maybe while waiting for Normal Freak to come back from spawn. Holding on to getting close to 4, coming up on overclock as well. Respawn Raiders have all alts except for Dragons. And a lot of alts coming out. Both support alts. There's going to be the tire as well. And that was a little bit of an alt dump from both teams. Just Nano and coming up on Dragons. Evian holding on to overclock. And Strivey does go down. That's going to be another stagger. And this is all but virtually Steamboat's point. And both teams going to Junkyard. Looks like Respawn Raiders going to have a little bit of a spawn advantage, able to get to the point, maybe bunker down. But as I say that, the speed boost from Dizzy, able to get the team where they need to be, and they're going to take just low ground here and get on the objective and force the Respawn Raiders to come to them. And Nara able to get that pick on the Rev. Very nice shooting. Nara not able to keep Wana alive. Dragon's just coming out. Nara can hit some crazy shots, but apparently a standing still Kiriko is his weakness. Respawn Raiders now at 20% and climbing, able to kind of bunker down here in this choke. And Nara able to get another early pick. John here in chat saying you can't peek those angles, and indeed you cannot, and that is exactly why. Those are pretty tough shots to hit on Hanzo, you're right. Holding on to Grav, but still no Dragons. That combination is lethal, but so far has not been able to connect with anything. Overclock coming out from Evian, expecting big things, but Evian does get very low, forced to come out, and there's going to be Nano. There. Oh my goodness, all of that going down. And that's going to be a Respawn Raiders point. I think that was I'll say the Death Orb from Bronze. I was able to get a lot of those picks, but Earth Dragon able to get Bronze even being on 1 HP. And Evian now going to be swapping back to Reaper. Will Earth Dragon abandon all and go back to Doomfist? Looks like the answer is no. I have a philosophy, and it's if it's not broke, don't fix it. And with that dominant performance that Steamboat had, I'm not saying they're not playing well now, but it begins to make me wonder why switch it up. However, we are moving on to this next point, and they do have the objective. There's going to be an early ult from Earth Dragon, not able to get anyone, but Rush is coming out as well. And as I say that, Evian and Rev just walking in. Evian able to finish off the Elim on Wana. And it looks like Strivey and Normal Freak are going to be able to get out. And Strivey actually able to get a pick. That's going to be big for the Respawn Raiders. And as I say that, Evian just absolutely melting Strivey with the help of Earth Dragon. And Bronze able to get Dizzy. Gnar taking down Evian. This still is a winnable fight. Now, Riptire from Rev just stopped shy of 40%. Respawn Raiders now climbing here. And Wana able to get the tire down very quickly. Nice shot there from Gnar. There's going to be the orbital from Respawn Raiders. Very nice fight, and that is exactly what the Respawn Raiders needed. They do have the percentage win, and they are hoping to close things out. Coming up on a Nano, coming up on a Grav. Looks like Steamboat. They do have Beat coming up on a Blossom. Another Downpour. But Gnar able to get that pick. There will be no Beat for Steamboat here. And Normal Freak able to get that pick and finishing off that. There is going to be the Nano. So much damage output from the Raiders. That is going to be overtime. And that is going to be the map and the match. Respawn Raiders coming away with a 3-1 victory against Steamboat.
Play of the game. This ends now. Breaking them down.
And that is going to be all she wrote for this Stage 2 kickoff match between Steamboat and Respawn Raiders. Definitely well played by both teams. Steamboat was really picking things up on push, and I was excited to see some more of that, but Respawn Raiders just kind of thinking to themselves, that was just an off map, and they just come away with it. Very nicely played by both teams. Excited to see how they progress throughout this second stage as we're getting ready. This will be the final stage before we reach the tournament. As we are getting close to some more matches, we will only have 4 more matches throughout the remainder of the week. And all of you who are here now, and for everyone who follows our socials and everything, so we've got quite the interesting evening tomorrow. We have got 3 matches tomorrow. One will be at 8 p.m. EST, one will be at 10 p.m. EST, and then another one at 11 p.m. EST, which we are still hoping to stream, but those matches will be the Loot Boxers going up against XL2A, who has moved into the upper group and secured one of the top 4 seeds. We have Cowboys and Texas A&M Galveston going up against each other, and XL2C and Pistols. We have got a lot going on tomorrow, so be sure to stay tuned there. But again, congratulations to the Respawn Raiders for coming away with this victory, and well played by Steamboat. Definitely hoping to bounce back. Their next match is going to be against Texas A&M Galveston, hoping to bounce back in that match, while the Respawn Raiders will go on to face XL2C. But until tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST, so make sure to be there because we're going to have 3 matches going on. We will have a solid night of gaming. Have yourselves a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
We ain't the same, you ain't have a clue. I'm in the game and untouchable, cause I got the flame and this is the proof. Loading my toad, I still want all the smoke. We ain't talking about jokes, we just talking about more. I see all of my goals and it's looking like gold. I ain't asking for hope, cause I know that it's show, now you seeing me blow. This is premeditated, I've been underrated, that's an understatement. I ain't coming later, the abundance came when I allow my bosom to the loving greatest. You the one who made it, so I'm in my bag. I that way before I ever raise a white flag. Shooting right back, raise the price tag. Chasing down all of these ghosts till I grab. Who could really stop me is what I ask. Homie, you can never get your time back. Only me and my reflection fight back. That's why this beat gon' probably need an ice pack. J like the 26, I'm finna run with it. I ain't ain't gon' punt, we ain't taking a knee. I keep the starters and we going farther like T.O. and Philly, we throwing it deep. This only possible through all the obstacles. I went ahead and I found me some peace. It's why my reflection is rocking the cheese. J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash.